What's good, good people? So, this is the follow up video, the part two to the male narcissist. And again, I'm dedicating this to the actually Tina Turner, but it's about Ike. Well, it's about both of them. And the beginning title of this is The New Supply, because I also wanted to do a follow up to that. Just didn't have a chance, but this all falls right into place. So, guys, the new supply, that is the hot topic. That is the topic that people, when you just get out of something, especially when you get out of something crazy, you want to know why this happened, and you want to know what was so great about the next person that they could not finish the relationship with you, and you were doing everything that you could do. And I think that the Ike and Tina Turner, well, the Tina Turner, what's love got to do with it? The Tina Turner story is a perfect example of everything that you want to know. You know, but some things I want to go over it before I really get into it are, before, when I saw this movie originally, like I told you on the last video, man, I started laughing halfway through it because because I never dealt with somebody that manipulative. I didn't know people existed that were that manipulative. And after meeting and dealing with a situation, with a narcissist, you learn that any and everything goes. And I actually learned later the truth about my thought, which my thought was, I bet that Ike was probably worse than what they described him as in the movie. And if you do a little research and, because Tina has done many interviews and, about that situation, how things went after Ike or how things were with Ike. And she said the movie really couldn't do it justice because Ike was at least 10 times worse than what they were able to portray him in the movie. And I believe her. I absolutely believe her. Because, in 2 hours, you couldn't possibly show how dirty a narcissist is. And I'm going at this video. I'm going at the men that are narcissists because the narcissism with a man is just in a different way. It's a different form, and he manipulates in a different way. He's using his brute force. And he's using his influence, his leadership role on the woman against her. So for all of you guys, and especially you ladies who are looking at, the new supply, and that's really got you feeling some type of way, Tina Turner was the new supply in Ike's life. She was the new supply. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, she was nice looking, and they eventually got into a place where they had money. But I want you guys to go back, and if you just do a little research, where if you look at like different magazine covers that they were on and stuff like that, if you look at, because they didn't have social media back then. We have social media now, so a lot of you ladies are looking at the social media, and it has you in turmoil. And I get it, because especially when you're fresh out of something, that can be a very, very, very trying time for all of us. All of us have gone through it, and it's no need to come down on somebody because they're going through it right after a relationship is over. And some even been months out of the relationship, and it still hurts, even years. But I'm saying that after you have been through that ordeal, you still want to know. You still want to know, well, what did I do? And why do they look so happy? Well, Tina looked happy. When she was on those magazine covers, she was getting money. She looked happy. They would buy new homes. They were married. They had children. They had everything that you probably wanted or have some of those things with your ex-narc. She had everything. They had money, influence. They were on top of their game. They were on top of their game. But guess what? It doesn't matter with the narcissist. The way Tina described Ike, the way she described Ike was, man, this guy was like, he wasn't even like a snake. Because really, when you think about a snake will bite you. Don't get me wrong, a snake is not to be trusted. But people have snakes as pets because you can learn how to deal with a snake. You cannot learn how to deal with a narcissist. You cannot do it. You can, as long as you feed a snake in its cycle, the increments that you have to feed it, he's probably going to be a pretty decent pet. I learned years ago in my home to stop killing snakes because we have black snakes that, in this area that I live. And there was a time when I would kill a black snake. But I learned that the black snake actually, he'll kill the copperheads, which are poisonous. The black snake is not. He'll eat all the rodents, so you never get mice. I've never had mice or rodents in my house, anything like that. So he keeps the yard clean. You know what I mean? So a snake is still a snake, but a narcissist is worse than a snake. Because in her description of how Ike treated her, she said it. And she said it. She was, man, Ike was 10. She was like, man, you did not know what was going to happen when Ike walked in the room. You did not know what was going to happen. That man was a walking human turmoil. That's it. That's the only way you can kind of describe him. And I'm saying every narcissist has some of Ike in him, if not a lot of Ike in him. Every last one of them. And for you guys that really are beating yourselves down about the new supply, yeah, guess what? No matter what Tina was, she was pretty. Yeah, she was beautiful. But so was his ex-wife. Go to the movie in the beginning where his ex-wife left him and look at how his ex-wife looked. His ex-wife did not look anywhere close to as bad as Tina looked. Tina was the new supply. Look at how, and then I want you to look at this. Look at and examine the love bomb stage. How long that love bomb stage at the beginning of the movie lasted versus the rest of the movie. Guys, if you're dealing with a narcissist, you know what I'm talking about. That love bomb stage is short in comparison to the devalue. When you're in the devalue stage and this person is just torturing you, they're torturing, and that's all Tina dealt with. It was pure torture. The rest of the movie, she was fighting for her life every day. She's like, no matter what she did, And then I found out another fact. Ike, he said he didn't punch her, even though I'm positive he punched her. But I think maybe he hurt his hand one time punching her, and that was his guitar hand. So he couldn't play the guitar as good if he beat her with his fist. This dude was I can't even figure out anything to describe this guy other than just a pure form of narcissist. He has to be, when we put in a dictionary what a narcissist looks like, what a narcissist is, it should be a picture of Ike Turner next to it. I'm telling y'all, he should be the poster child for narcissism. But again, Tina was the new supply. That's what we add in this video, the new supply. Tina was the new supply. And y'all thinking that, they look so happy. I want you to imagine what Ike's wife that left him, because they didn't really show that part. They didn't show she left, she dropped the kids off and rolled out. Think about her having to listen at the success of Tina Turner and Ike Turner. She had to live with the success, so it looked like Ike won. Because back then they didn't have social media. They didn't have stuff like that. Guess what? All she gets to see was news articles, magazines, top 10 charts. She got the #1 song in the country. Tina Turner, Ike Turner, they was platinum back then, selling millions of records. Oh yeah, they were on the top of the charts back then. Excuse me. And that was what she looked at. So from her perspective, Tina won. From Ike's ex-wife's perspective, Tina had won from all of his ex-wives, because Ike had, I think he had after they counted everything, I think he had somewhere around, he said around 14 wives. 14. Who in the hell gets married 14? If you married 14 times, you are the problem. And I don't care if you could say you married all narcissists, you are the problem. I got married 14 times. Every last one of his wives before Tina had to watch him in Tina's success. Now, the smart ones in that crowd, well, all of them left him. So all of them were pretty smart, because it's no way any woman, a human being, could be with somebody that abusive and just stick that out. It's no way. But what I'm trying to get back to is, the point at hand is, Ike, not only was he divorced that many times, he was abusive to every woman. And he probably got worse, more abusive as he went through his wives. His pattern got more rigid. So at that point, you have to look at yourself. You have to look at Tina as your example. Look at Tina Turner as your example. When it got to her, she was the new supply. When it got to her, look at the abuse. And I'm saying back then again, just like right now, the narcissists, they can, it's a bunch of controlled chaos. I controlled it. Tina hiding the bruises and I'd be willing to bet every picture that they took, she had black eyes or something on her face, and she had to do makeup and stuff like that, because the dude he did not care. We got a photo shoot tomorrow. You getting beat tonight. You're getting beat on the way to the photo shoot. That's who he was. So the new supply, let's give it. I'm not even going to break them down to what they usually end up with anyway, y'all. I'm putting them up there with a Tina Turner. Okay? We're going to put this dude up there with a Tina Turner, even though we know 99.99% of the narcissists y'all were dealing with, none of them dudes had a Tina Turner. None of them up. And it wasn't an upgrade. Tina had the talent. She was a great person, just like all the other wives that he had. He knew the narcissist is going to pick a good person. That's what they do. That's why they picked you. But if you were the main supply, you got a bird's eye view at the abuse. You got a bird's eye view at the cheating. Ike slept with every woman in the crew, every woman in the band, half the women in the stands. Anybody that was a woman that came into contact with Ike. Ike was at the house when Tina was in the hospital. He having a party. They snorting cocaine, getting high. He got women. When Tina walked in the room, he got 2 women right there. Ike doing his thing. It never stopped. And the thing is, he was so abusive, and that was part of his makeup there, that he's like, hey, he'd already had her groomed to not want any conflict. So he could sit around there with 2 and 3 different women. So what? Yeah, she here, and yeah, we doing what we do. Tina wasn't going to question Ike, because Tina's like, look, man, I'm not about to fight you about nothing going on with these women. I'm not going to do it. Because Ike was going to come in there and start a fight anyway. Why? Because she walked up on him. Because it was 8 o'clock. That's why. That's That's all a narcissist needs. They don't actually have reasons, you know? So Tina walks up on him. Hey, what's up, Ike? Blah, 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 you know. She just trying to be cool. Ike is in, hey, about time you gotta, and the first thing come out of his mouth, about time you came on home. We got all this stuff we gotta be looking at the boys, kids around here. Everything about Ike was about deflection. Everything. Narcissism. Tina was the new supply. The new supply. The one thing that I want y'all to walk away from this video with is every wife that Ike had before Tina and after Tina, they knew that, wow, whoo, yeah, I might have got it and I probably got it bad. I'm pretty sure he's beating all of them. But the beating he gave Tina through the whole movie, through her whole life with him, I want you to just think on that. The torture chamber that Tina was in. And then look at how he tried to, and it wasn't just that he was beating her physically. He was beating her mentally, verbally, physically, financially. Every way you could beat her. He was in there legally because Ike said, okay, Ike tried to take her, patent her name so that she had to stay with him. So that it would be legal ramifications. That's why Tina was asking for her name. She wanted to be able to keep her name. And there's a lot of people in the music industry to do that because I heard that Boys to Men, they can't go on tour and sing their music because somebody has the rights to their name or their music. Maybe their name too, I don't know. But that was one of the things that he locked her into. You know, that was just a legal situation. And he knew that she could not go anywhere without that name after she built that name up. And she did that work. I did work too, though. I did work too. But you don't deserve her name. You know what I'm saying? You don't deserve somebody's name. Nobody does. You know, you might have helped them to get where they got, but you got paid off for that too. So it's not fair that you're going to sit there and be like, nah. I get to have your talent for the rest of your life because I knew how to manipulate the legal system. And a lot of people do that. But we talking about Ike Turner in this situation. The ways he trapped her to hold her into and bind her to him, even when, because he knew she would want to leave. He knew. He was so torturous and so treacherous. He already knew every woman he came into contact, she want to go. And ain't nobody knocking back on that. Ain't nobody calling Ike 6 months later, how you doing, Ike, baby? What's going on? I miss you. Ike wasn't getting no calls like that. Hell no. Hell no. Okay, but so this is the other thing. This is the other side to that with the new supply. Guys, ladies, I want y'all to really, really get this into your mind, because you're beating yourself up about somebody that I promise you is not worth what you're beating yourself up over. Okay, you know what Ike did after Tina divorced him? Exactly. Nobody knows. He ain't do nothing. Ike got married to somebody else and tortured her. That's all he did. He was the torture chamber. He was the torture. Tina was his one. That was that. The new supply got away. That's what's going to happen with the new supply. The new supply is going to escape. Because the new supply, don't think because you don't see the new supply getting tortured. Don't think because they smiling because she pregnant, because they getting married. Don't think that any of that stuff so what? So what? The new supply is getting tortured. And whatever they were doing to you, they learned how to torture the next person a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Okay, let's look at some of the things Tina did. While she was with Ike, she was doing it. But she was in a torture chamber. That wasn't even life. That wasn't even life. To be at the pinnacle in your life and to be in a torture chamber at the same time, that's hell. That's hell. Anytime you put an odd with an even, you're going to still get an odd. And she was an odd. Okay? That was pure hell. To be at the top of your career and you still dealing with a psycho that's crazy that all he want to do is beat you up. But guess what? After she left him, after she cut him off, Tina, she went through some things. She had some rough times financially right after that. She did. She went back to working little tiny little hole in the wall clubs, karaokeing again, basically. You know, but guess what? Good people are good people. Good people rise back to the top. He couldn't keep her down. I'm learning that Tina Turner actually ended up still getting 12 Grammys after that. 12 Grammys. She made movies. You know, she has her name in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She's known as the queen of rock and roll. Tina Turner is known as the queen of rock and roll. These are achievements she made after leaving Ike Turner. Okay? This is where she went to after Ike Turner. And the movie that I'm talking about, 20, 30, 40, almost 40 years, well, I would say at least 30-something years later. 30-something years later, we're still talking about what's love got to do with it right now. It's more relevant now than it was then because we didn't have we didn't know about all that craziness back then. So I'm just saying this, you know, to the ladies that, you know, life is going to get better. No question. It always gets better. If you're out of it, I know you don't see it right now. That's why I'm trying to give you something tangible you can go back to and look at it. Go back and look at Tina. She didn't start out, you know, just on top of the world. No. You know, she had to struggle. You know, it's still going to be a struggle to get yourself back together. But look at her now. You know, she's still living and she's living good. Tina's still chilling. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying, so will you. You will shine again. You will shine again. This is not the end of the world. It's definitely not the end of the world. You know, you're going to let somebody go out here and triangulate you, you know, with somebody else. Man, let them go. Them people ain't even worth thinking about twice. You know, if you're in a serious relationship with somebody and they giving you the runaround, you know, they giving you the stiff arm. And that's all that means. When somebody giving you the stiff arm, like, hey, I need my space. I need, you know, you're a little too close on me. They're doing that because they entertaining something else. They trying to see where this other thing is going to end up. You know, that's all it is. You know, and people say that saying that I've heard is so true. You know, when somebody really wants you, you know it. When you're confused, they don't. When you're confused, they got something else going on. That's all it is. You know, we can pretend if we want to sit there and pretend, oh, nah, you know, I'm stressed out from work, or, you know, I got this other issue going on and this pressure and this and that. Listen, a manipulative person is going to give you 10 million different, you know, angles on why they are the way they are and what they're doing. You know, at the end of the day, man, go with your gut. Your gut. Go with your intuition. Your intuition cannot lie to you. Your intuition is the only thing that cannot lie to you. Your intuition is telling you something ain't right, then it's not right. That's it. Don't make it bigger than that. When you start to make it bigger than that, that's where you're losing at. It's not bigger than that. It's not. And I'm going to say this, y'all. A narcissist, I don't care if this guy has money. I don't care if he got good looks. The sex was great, whatever. It doesn't even compare to what's in store for you. It doesn't even compare to what's in store for you. And I know that it's easy to say that once you're on the other side, right? But that's why we're here giving y'all this. That's why coaches are out here, pushing the message to people because we were where you're at. I was where you currently are. I promise you. I promise you. It's nothing like that on the other side. Now don't get me wrong, you'll meet abusive people again, yes, but your antennas are going to go right up. You're going to notice it. You're going to recognize it. Your cutoff game is going to be in a different place if you learned what you needed to learn on this one. Sometimes we're going to take whoever coming down the pike. We're not going to save ourselves. We're not going to work on ourselves. And we're going to end up in the same confusion, same madness, same craziness, trying to get yourself back out. Take your time, learn yourself, love yourself, meditate, work on your body, work on your mind, work on your finances, work on your spirituality, work on your connection with your intuition. Connect with yourself. That's the answer at the end of the day. The answers are all in you. What makes the pain go away? You know what makes the pain go away? For real? The thing that really makes your pain go away is when you start to connect with yourself and you start to love you. When you start to connect and reconnect with you, stop asking everybody what they think about something. Go with what you think about it. Learn to respect your own opinion. Just you got to relearn how to start to embrace what you bring to the table. Because you forgot, while you were dealing with that craziness, you forgot what you brought to the table. I promise you, you forgot about it. And once you start to connect with it, and don't get me wrong, it takes time for the pain to just go away. I mean, come on. How many of us would respect a relationship if you could leave it and didn't feel any pain? We wouldn't even respect the relationship. We wouldn't respect love and giving ourselves freely. So I just want to help reconnect you to you. At the end of the day, we get so worried up and beat up on ourselves about, dang on, well, why did they leave me? And why can't I seem to hold somebody here if I'm such a great catch and this and that and this? You're going to beat yourself down in a way, and you should be going in the opposite direction. You should be saying, I am worthy. Because what you speak into your existence is what you're going to have. If you feel like you're not worthy and what is somebody else got so much better than me and over me and all of this and that, then that's what you're going to end up dealing with. That's how you're going to feel about yourself. And your mind is going to continue to grow on that and grow on that because you're planting that seed of insecurity. Plant a seed of security in your mind. Say, I am great. I am beautiful. I am everything that somebody else would want and appreciate. When you start to plant that seed and manifest it, it's going to just grow. You'll feel that pain go away. You'll feel a happiness come over you. It takes time, but you're going to be so happy. You're going to be so happy because right now you're so stuck on, I got to be in a relationship. I got to be with somebody. Man, okay. When you put yourself in those type of vices, and I ain't saying don't date and stuff like that. I'm saying love yourself. Love yourself first. Develop a relationship with you. It's fine to go out and, date and stuff like that just to keep yourself occupied. But you're going to start to learn people, when they start to show you who they are, you've had that before and you don't want it. You don't want it again. So just get right back to you. Get back to your intuition. Get back to you. Get in a place where you're planting seeds that you want to grow and manifest greatness. Pull out your greatness. Tina tapped into her greatness and she went off and was great. And she still is to right now. All of us have the exact same potential. All of us do. I do this because it's a part of what makes me great, because it allows me to share and it allows me to help. Being a helping hand, being help to somebody that I know is going through something serious, that's an incredible feeling to me. It's an incredible feeling to me to be able to know that I've gotten to a place where not only am I out of that craziness, but I'm in a position now where I can start to help. That's what life is really all about, y'all. You know, I know we try to make it seem like it's all about getting trillions of dollars and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, you know, life is about loving and being happy, being free, man. Free yourselves. Free yourselves. That situation that you're beating yourself up about, if they're with a narcissist, man, that narcissist may need you one day. Pray for them, help them out, send them some cash, app them $2, something. All right, y'all. So that's my video. All right. I hope that this is able to help I hope a whole lot of y'all. You know, again, thank all of my new subscribers, guys. I'm loving y'all, man. This community is truly a loving community. Thank you for everybody who's subscribed and watched my videos, like my videos. You know, all the comments. Again, I may not get at it today, but I go at them, you know, a little bit every day. So I will get to your comment. Okay. Thanks again. And I'll see y'all on the next video.